Pranama Acharya-ji. Can you perform meditation while walking? Or do you have to be sitting still in one place on the ground to meditate?
While I prefer meditation sitting in a single position, but the big thing is about meditation and not about how your legs are placed. It's a mental exercise. Meditation is a mental exercise. And so for some people it is not easy to sit cross-legged or sit in a single position. They have many physical problems, for example, and would I recommend them they must find one single position to sit in? No, that doesn't work. But sometimes when you say that you can meditate while walking, people take it a little too far and then say I'm meditating all the time, or people even say that I can meditate while driving, and then how dangerous that can be. But you can stay focused and you can have your attentive state of the mind no matter what you are doing, and that can be still a process of meditation, because the fundamental thing about meditation is not just about focusing on one object but being attentive to that. The word in Sanskrit for meditation is dhyan. What does dhyan even mean? To pay attention to. You can just have only one object in your mind repeating, but you may not be paying attention to it, and that is not meditation. And you can be very attentive to something, but you may not be stationed in one place. You are still meditating because you are doing dhyan. So the fundamental thing about meditation is not about one station. It's more about the mental state of attentiveness. That is what it takes for one to meditate. And all others are devices for us to to sit in a place, or to focus on one particular object. These are to train the mind to get there. The problem is what happens, people like to talk big and they like to say I'm constantly in meditation, like they pick up some examples of Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and immediately you meditate for a day and you start comparing yourself with one of the enlightened beings, and then that is why I say strictly have the routine, cultivate the state of the mind, but nonetheless it's about cultivating your heart mind, not just your analytical mind, the mind that is engrossed, enmeshed with emotions also, and you deepen your experience, your feeling into it, and that is what constitutes the state of meditation. So yes, I myself meditate while walking. But not walking to the college or walking from one class to the next. There is a separate time for meditation, and then in the backyard maybe I'm doing counting my beads, and then I'm totally focused. So I'm not, I don't have to divide my attention. Meaning, like if I'm going from one classroom to the next, I would not consider that meditation, because I'm thinking about the next lecture, I'm greeting my colleagues and my students, and I'm doing all kinds of activities at the same time. But when I'm just walking in my backyard and nobody is watching me, I don't need to pay attention to the surrounding or anything. I can just focus on whatever the mantras I'm repeating. It helps me. Sometimes I find it even more conducive to have that mobility, because I'm within my sacred space. Like if you are in temple and within the surrounding, you want to stretch your leg and you want to do the chant within the temple, or whatever the porch, whatever you have. It's very good thing to do, and I'm not starting something new, because this is how my teachers did too, and I picked it from my teachers. So I'm very conservative in that, the sense like when people cook up something new and start franchise some new ways and say this is a package, and that is the first thing I'm very skeptical about, because I need things that have been tested for generations and by thousands and millions of people. So because it's the programming of your mind brain, and some of the programmings feel really good for a short time, but then they have another consequences that we do not even know about. So therefore I prefer the tested methods of meditation rather than I just found this, or God just gave me this new insight. I am more kind of reluctant to start practicing, or I never teach any of those things. Thank you so much.
For more free teachings on meditation from Acharya Sthaneshwar, visit our website at www.vimarshafoundation.org. And if you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends.